Blue Eyes was fun, but ultimately it ended in failure. This time around, I want to win. So on a budget of only $25 per week, we're going to build a competitive PK deck that can not only beat content creators, but also top locals and take on regionals when they return. Join me on this journey to become the next king of games. This is sealed only Yu-Gi-Oh! Road to Kingship. Alright boys, we're back with some opening. Now we got the Codebreaker starter deck, and then 6 packs of Phantom Rage. 4 of these are from the old box that I opened most of, and those 4 should have 2 secret rares in them. And then 2 of these are from a new box, so who knows what's going to be in them. And you might be asking yourself, why are we opening the Codebreaker structure deck? Well, that's because... Crack open this cold boy. Yeah. Yo, this has got a rule book. There's actually 2 cards we want out of here. Yeah. Get off me. So, we do not want this. We don't want this. We don't want this. We don't want this. We want Pentastag because it's the Dark Link 2. That's all it is. It's just Link 2 monster. That's dark. It's good for making our boy, our Bardiche. And then, out of the rest of this, we don't really want anything else except... No, MST could be good. Book of Moon could be good. Interesting. Seago Boost. Air Force. Torrential could be good. Bottomless could be good. Compulse. We'll throw in Decode Talker, and we also want Link Spider to link off Nibiru tokens. Unfortunately, Link Spider's not a dark, but whatever. It still links off Nibiru tokens and lets us extend further once we get Nibiru, so that's the main reason why I want that. So already we got some cool changes coming in. And now let's open our packs. Maybe if we're lucky, we will get a Torn Scales today, because that's all I really want. So we got Xyz Import, this guy, the Greethies, Mahama the Fairy Dragon, Heel Eagle, Warning Point, kinda stinky, Dark World, Jack in the Hand, Rosin Ryu, and the Stain Greaves. Oof. Not the secret we wanted, but it's the one that we get. Alright, Tri-Brigade Oath, Infernity Conjurer, Izunu Hanabi, Tactical Crapper, Perfect Sync Ayun, King Long, Charge, Magical Broker, Nerval. Well, second Nerval's good if you ever decide to pivot into, I guess, Tri-Brigades, whatever. Hanabi, this guy, Raider's Unbreakable Mind, Croco Guy, Karas, that's the second Karas, Player Manager, Rugal, Kieran Lily, Mutant Clash. Okay. So we should get a second secret in this pack, maybe? Maybe? Who knows? Conjurer, Libero Spiker, Mutant Expansion, Defeating Evil, Mutant Beast, okay. That guy, King Long, that guy, Magical Broker. Okay, one of these 2 has to have a secret in it. Like, it has to. Dogmaticism, Mutant Cry, Man of the Match, Transverser, Lao Lao, okay. Rosin Ryu, Jack in the Hand, Dual Avatar, Cupid 4. Come on. You have to have a secret in you. If you don't have a secret in you, it means that we had a box with only 1 secret in it. Anyway, Compact, Jaja, Transverser, Libero Spiker. Yo! That's a Zeus! That's a mother frickin' Zeus! We can play this. That's a good card. It's not what I needed, but oh man, it's a mother frickin' Zeus! I need one of these personally, too. Oh, it's so hype. I've entered the realm of Yugi tubers that have opened Zeus's. Oh, that's awesome. This is great. Oh, I'm so happy. Well, let's get to that deck edit. Alright, we're on week 4, and I think overall my pulls have been better than Blue Eyes so far, if I remember correctly. I think things are going a lot better. So yeah, I think things are going a lot better. Now let's go into those deck changes I've made, because there's quite a few. Most of them are in the extra deck. So we took out the Dark Law, the Anki, the Ascension Sky Dragon, and the Coral Dragon because they don't really have a purpose in this deck. And replaced them, of course, with the Zeus, Big Daddy Zeus. We all know why he's good. You make him, and then he is a non-targeting, shuffle everything away. Link Spider for Nibiru. We got Pentastag because he's a generic Dark Link 2, which is all we need in this deck. Makes things a lot easier. It's not as good as Cherubini would be, because Cherubini has effects, but this is good nonetheless. And finally, Decode Doctor, so generic Link 3 that's also dark. Might come up. Probably won't, but hey, it's an option. Then we added a few things to our sideboard from the structure deck we got. So we added a second MST, a Book of Moon, a Torrential Tribute, a Bottomless, and a Compulse. I think they're all pretty good. The Spell Trap moves me better than anything else. I think we're more likely to side that in than we would be deciding the stuff like the Torrentials and the Compulses. But it's there if we need it. Well, that was a pretty hype opening. Opening a Zeus, just awesome. It's the first Zeus I've ever owned, so these things get passed around through a lot of my decks. Now, I've got a little proposition for y'all. If you didn't know, I have a Discord. Join it down below. And the reason why I'm talking about this is because I recently ordered myself an Ultimate Rare Dark Rebellion and Ultimate Rare Dark Requiem Exceeds Dragon. I want to put them in the PK deck, but that would be against the philosophy of sealed only to have them in there because, you know, they weren't sealed only. So here's my proposition. In my Discord, there is a channel called Challenges. You can either go in there or comment down below, but I prefer to join the Discord. Leave a challenge that you want me to do in my games. It has to be something like card game related that I can do with my current sealed pool. And after you've left me a challenge, I'm going to pick 3 of them and apply them to each card. Once I've finished 3 challenges, I can add one of those ultis to my deck. Because I think that adds a little more fun, a little more interactivity. Getting to hear what you guys are going to try to make me do, and it makes things a little more interesting, especially if we have a week where we pull like nothing, but I don't foresee that happening anytime soon. With that out of the way, time for me to shill. Go check out the Magic Progression series. It's probably my favorite project that I've been working on. I love sealed only, but the Magic Progression series is just like a nice way to hang out with my friends, to be honest. But it's also just a really fun time playing Magic with them. Also check out the sealed only spin down. Again, this is another just like fun thing I do with my friend that I put out for you guys to watch. And it's good content. We just like roll a random structure deck and then battle and see what happens. But yeah, that's enough shilling for today. Let's check out those games. We start off the week against a familiar face playing Altergeist. Make sure you check out Screw the Rules Yu-Gi-Oh! Down below. He uploads replays and deck profiles from our locals. Anyways, we get to go first this round, and all we can do is set 2 and pass. Now, he gets to be a cool guy, and he gets to Extravagance for 2. He normal summons a Meloseek and smacks us. This lets him send our Twin Twisters to the graveyard. In his main phase 2, he makes a Link Kuriboh and searches a Multi-Faker. After this, he sets 3 more cards. All we can do on our turn is set 1 more face down and pass. On his turn, he brings out the Marionetter. Then he uses the effect to swap itself with the Meloseek and hits us for 500. Then he uses the effect to send our Kagemucha to the grave. He links off for another Link Kuriboh and searches a Conch and passes. Our turn, we activate Rhoda, which get ashed, so we pass. On our end phase, he does some alternate shenanigans, and then on his turn, he makes a Boral Sword and swings for game. Game 2, we go first again and start with a Foolish Burial that gets ashed. We do the good old 3-set and pass. Our opponent starts by summoning Silk and hitting over our Ragged Gloves. In main 2, he sets 1, and on his end phase, we MST it. Back to our turn, and we banish Gloves to dump an Ancient Cloak. Then we banish the Cloak and add Boots. Then we normal summon ourselves a Nyan and swing over the Silk. On his turn, he normal summons a Marionetter and sets a trap card. He swings over our Nyan, and then in main 2, he swaps it out for a Silk. Then on his end phase, we Twisters his back row. On our turn, we normal summon Boots, which triggers Nyan, but it gets Ghost Spelled. His turn, he normal summons a Faker, and he hits us for some damage. Main 2, he makes a Hextia. He sets 1 more, and he passes. We banish our Wing to special summon our Boots, and chain the Nyan. He also chains a trap to get our Multi-Faker. We link off for a Pentastag. Then we banish Boots to add, but he negates with Protocol. We normal summon a Butterspy and link into Bardiche, which he bounces. On his turn, he's able to combo into Boral Sword and swing for game.
Sorry.
But that's only if
Apologies for opening the door.
yeah, play
Dang it. If you have more, you play it too.
yeah, probably play 2.
Pointer's not terrible.
That's not
Match 2, we go first against Zombie Lich, and all we can do is T-set past. On our opponent's turn, he's able to combo into lethal and kill us in less than 2 minutes. Wow! Game 2. We go first this time because I can't let the trap deck get the setup done. We normal summon an Armonite. We then use this effect to dump a Cloak. We then activate Shig Brigadine and summon itself, triggering the Grease in hand. Then we banish Cloak to add Boots to hand. We special the Boots, then link into a Bardiche. We use Bardiche to send Gloves to set Pogblade. Then we banish Gloves to bin a Sword. We banish the Sword to bring back Greaves. Then we cheat and special summon a Boot. Whoops, my brain was fried. Fried is the word I wanted, yeah. Anyways, we overlay into a Break Sword in Bardiche zone. This triggers Bardiche popping the Break Sword. Then we use Break Sword's effect to summon 2 PKs from the grave and exceeds into a Dark Rebellion. Not playing around in Perm if you notice. On our opponent's turn, he pops our back row with an Eldritch and then does some zombie combos, popping our field along the way. ending on a sucker in a zombie world. On our draw phase, he summons an Eldritch with White Destiny, and standby, he brings back the Ballardroke. This allows him to draw off of the Vampire Sucker, which triggers Ballardroke, letting him to pop my Greaves. After that, he activates Sanguine to special summon Dark World Banshee. Finally, to add Assault to Injury, he activates Lancia. Man, I wish I was this good at the game. Anyways, all I can do is set one and pass, and on the next turn he just kills us. For our final match, we're going second against Tri-Brigade, and whoo boy, game 1 is a long one, so I'm going to keep it real brief. On our opponent's turn, he does a standard Tri-Brigade combo, but we're able to Valor his Karass. After that, all I can do is set 2 and pass. On our turn, we start with a Rhoda for Stained Greaves. We're able to summon out our Greaves and special a Butterspy and a Boots. This lets us link into Bardiche, who gets striked. We use Silent Boots to search a Pogblade, and we set a few and pass. Our opponent revolts for a Shirag and pops our Counter Trap. Then he combos off into a Farigite and then into an Appaloosa. He searches a Revolt and passes. On our turn, we set 1 and pass. His turn, he sets 1 card and smacks into us with Appo. We start our next turn by banishing the Ancient Cloak to add a Cloven Helm. We normal the Helm, and we set a card and we pass. Then in our end phase, we get hit with the Revolt, and he makes a Shirag and banishes our Pogblade. He attempts to hit our Helm with his Fractal, but we activate Sword to increase Helm by 800. This kills his Fractal and forces him to waste the attack with Appaloosa, so he can live 1 more turn, and oh, what a turn it is. We start by banishing our Sword to special a Helm. Then we bait the Appo by trying to special summon Lanius with his own effect. Because we hadn't normal summoned yet, we get to normal summon Lanius instead of special summoning it. Then we overlay into a Dark Rebellion and hit over his Appaloosa. Finally, we overlay into Zeus. Feels so good to do that. After that, we pass off to our opponent. On his turn, our opponent tries to psych us out by attacking into our Zeus, but we see right through his play and the attack bounces. No, I'll take the attack.
Me too.
Yep. Smart, you almost got me.
Go ahead.
He passes turn to us and we Zeus to clear the board. On our turn, we banish our Helm to get a PK to our hand during the end phase. Then we put our Zeus into attack and hit in for 3k. Then in the end phase, we get a Greaves back to hand. Our opponent throws down a Thoroughblade and goes into a Monkey to attack us directly. His main 2, he goes into a Karass and uses his effect to make an Ancient Warrior. He uses the Warrior to bounce our Zeus and he passes to us. After this, all we can do is set and pass. On his turn, he attacks us direct with the Monkey, and then he turns a Monkey into a Zeus. On our turn, we flip summon our Greaves, and then we Monster Reborn for a Dark Rebellion, but on the summon, he Zeuses it. Pass back to him, and he hits us for 3k to take the game. Game 2 goes quite differently. We go first with a Foolish Burial sending in Nian Yan. Then we normal summon Boots and special Nian Yan. We link off for a Pentastag. Then we banish our Boots to get a Shade to our hand, which we use to link summon our Bardiche. Link them off for Bardiche. We attempt to activate the Bardiche, and it gets impermed, so we set 2 and pass. Our opponent does some Tri-Brigade combos getting out of Karass. Thankfully, we're able to hit the Karass with a Fogblade.
Ooh, you were quick. You were quick to move that hand.
Yep. And I had the right reason to, Fogblade. Our opponent then hits us with the Barrage to get out of Thoroughblade, and whoa, hey, look at that. We suddenly the board is quite different, and not like my camera ran out of memory or anything. Anyways, as you can see, our opponent's in winning position takes the match. Well, this week was some highs and some lows. We had the highs of being able to summon Zeus and almost take a game off of Tri-Brigade, so that's pretty cool. I think my Tri-Brigade matchup's actually really good, provided I open my Effect Valor or I open my Chalice. Because like if you stop their play, you have a pretty good chance of like clearing their board and doing stuff. I just don't quite have the power to kill them yet. But as for the lows, we lost in 2 minutes to Zombie Eldritch. Like, we couldn't even put up a fight, and most of my opening boards were T-set pass. We didn't really have a lot of good opening plays. To remedy this, of course, we're going to be opening a lot more Phantom Rage for the hopes of pulling that Torn Scales, because that's the card that can just unlock this whole strategy. Along with getting maybe Raiders Knight and Arc Rebellion, because Arc Rebellion, that's how we win. Just big smacky with that, and then Raiders Knight just helps us get to our Arc Rebellion or any of our higher level Xyz monsters. I'd like to thank you all again for watching. It's been a pleasure to have you, and I'll see you again next week.